your destiny.
You stay away! I'll kill you all! I'll burn this bucket down to the ground!
We had different mothers, but the same father. We are children of Dagon.
You're a bunch of freaks. You're a bunch of fucking freaks!
Your dreams. Remember your dreams, Pablo. They brought you here.
No, they were nightmares. They weren't real.
Every dream is a wish.
Dagon.
This next movie is Dagon, 2001, and when it first came out, I ranted and raved to quite a few people, and the response was never friendly. No one seemed to like it, but I'm a sucker for Cthulhu, and the story of Shadow over Innsmouth is my favorite Cthulhu, or well, my favorite Lovecraft like Cthulhu based story.
Right.
He writes stuff that's not Cthulhu, but this movie it's kind of like a recreation of this story, but it's not. It's the same universe, the same setting, the same town.
But he does what he does with all of his Lovecraft adaptations.
Yeah. But I know the difference between this one and then I've never read From Beyond or Reanimator.
Oh, okay.
And I've never read Castle Freak, the one.
Well, I mean, like From Beyond. I mean, Reanimator's only a few pages.
Yeah. That's
and same with From Beyond.
Okay.
So.
Well, this is a shorter story too. It's got 5 chapters in it, I believe, and it only takes you about fucking 2 hours to read it, maybe. The drunk guy in the story.
The
old guy. When it's written in the book, it's so fucking hard to read because he writes the guy's dialogue as drunk. Right. So you're like, fucking, that takes a while when he starts telling. Because this happens in the movie too. He tells like the history of the town and the people and the reason why it is the way it
religion.
Is. Yeah, and so in the book it goes for, like a whole chapter is drunk reading, and it's kind of it's time consuming. But I love what he does in this. He finds the perfect location because say you watch this movie first and you read the book, you're thinking of exactly that, and it works.
Yeah, the island town.
Yeah, like, if you read the story, I'd imagine if you read the story first and then you watch the movie, it would feel like what you read.
The silent. I even wrote down the island is a great setting, and like the town itself, like, and Gordon is really great at finding awesome settings for his films.
Yeah, I found this exact same spot, the dock, on Google Earth. Exact same fucking.
That's awesome,
dude. It took me like a half hour though, like because it gives it like the location it gives you. You just go to it and it's like on the fucking. It's on the water. So I was like, I paused. This is how neurotic I was about this. It's in Spain, but like the back alley setting and all that shit. That's I'm not gonna say like the Dagon
architecture.
No, the symbolism.
Yeah.
That's
like
not
the carvings.
Yeah, that's not there when you actually fucking, because in Google Earth you'll like people will take pictures and it'll come up as a square and you click on the square to see the picture in that exact location.
Right.
None of that's there, but like
naturally.
Yeah. That'd be weird if they just let Stuart Gordon leave all that shit up. That'd be kind of weird. There is a lot of Christianity.
It's Spain.
Fucking yeah. So yeah, I was like completely enamored with this setting, and in the book, the guy, he's like a student, I believe.
Not a millionaire.
No, and he comes that way by bus, and because he's like he's into antiques, I believe. And it's kind of like when he gets into the city, he's privy to by like a young clerk. It's not like the old man is in that, but there's also everyone in that town in this movie is fish people. The old man is the only one that's not. But in the book, there's like a young clerk at a store or something who kind of privies him to some weird shit, and he stays in a hotel in the book too. But in this movie, like a lot of the talk in the book is the ocean part where the bad shit happens is pretty much. But in the movie, they come straight through that ocean part. I don't know where I'm going with this, but anyways, I knew where I was going, but you looked at me and you're intimidating.
Quit being intimidating, Randy.
Okay, so that's like that's difference number one. Difference number two would be the ending, obviously, but they're all tied in because in the movie, Ezra Godin his last name is Marsh, And in the book, Odin Marsh is the dude that brought fucking the darkness on this town.
Right.
And so they kind of end a little bit different, but in the book, when he gets back home, he wants to go back because he finds out that he was a descendant from Odin Marsh. So it kind of plays off like the same ending a little bit, but they end differently. When I watch this after I read the book, I'm like, is this like after the book? Does it take place after? It has to, because the old guy died. I don't know. That's a spoiler. The drunk guy dies in this, but he's in the book. So this is obviously after. And there's a laptop in the movie. So
Right.
Yeah, this is after.
Or it's just like an adaptation of it, the same as
I'm looking.
Reanimator
I'm
and
looking.
From
Yeah, I
Beyond.
know. I'm looking into it too much. But
Yeah,
I like both.
It's not a faithful adaptation.
Yeah, but I kind of wanted both to exist in the same world. Like both could have happened in the same mythology.
Well, then maybe they happen in different dimensions. How about that? That's pretty
I'll be
Lovecrafty.
happy with that, I guess. I'm obsessed with anything Cthulhu. Dagon, which I found out because I bought this book. Dagon really isn't shit.
Oh, as far as the gods go?
Yeah, no, he's a lesser god.
Oh, yeah.
And some portrayals he's like a mist, and then some portrayals it's like a one-eyed beast.
Right.
So the story of there's also a story called Dagon, and actually Dagon was in the Bible, Dagan in I think it's the St. James Bible, but it was a fertility god, I guess, that the Sumerians.
King James.
Yeah, what did I say? St. James. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I'll put these on.
Put him on.
Put on the fucking glasses. Put on the glasses, Jimmy.
All right, I got some They Live shit going on in my face right now.
There's a lot of stuff to like about Dagon. All of the villagers are effectively creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
Mutant ones.
the way that they slither and like fucking like hobble about, and they're like prosthetics and stuff, and
Yeah, the deep ones are the ones they're fully formed,
Right.
going back into the ocean. So that's what like these people are based off of. Like these
they're not like Star Spawn or anything.
no, it's like these women are raped and created like in the book. It doesn't really touch on it in the movie that much, but
Humanoids from the deep.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
pretty
much.
much.
That's exactly what it is. And then so these as further as these babies grow up, when they get to a certain point, they start turning fish like or whatever.
Yeah, the Fishman.
Yeah. But it's just weird in this movie though, like there's some really old dudes that haven't transformed enough, I guess.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
there are some inconsistencies, but I mean, the whole like fish people movie that in itself could have a little subgenre. There's a bunch of those, like
Yeah.
between Vincent Price and More Gods of the Deep, and like Sergio Martino's Island of the Fishmen, and like the sequel to that, and like
Aquaman.
well, technically, I guess Creature from the Black Lagoon would be kind of like a fishman.
Yeah, he's got gills.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looks like a fishman.
Yeah. It looks like a fisherman.
And like, Humanoids from the Deep is kind of a fishman type movie.
You say fishman like it's a fucking law
Yeah,
firm.
well, you
Fishman
know,
and Fishman.
Like Iron Man and
Iron Man. Superman.
Batman.
Batman. But the hotel clerk, like the first weird fishy fish guy.
The Abe
with the gills.
Vigoda
he
of
looks
Spain.
like he looks like I thought he looked like Dario Argento.
Oh yeah, he does too.
Yeah, he kind
Like
of
a
does.
cross.
Wow.
Like if the fish people like fucked Vigoda and Dario somehow, and
Mario Dario Sargento.
yeah, him too. If we could ever find the poor bastard.
No,
he's
he's deep underground.
he's busy making another film.
no, he's
I'm
buried.
sure.
Like I said, I buried him.
I like the constant rain.
Yeah, it
like
should
this-
be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on the island is. I've always like any horror film that works rain into itself somehow is gonna get
Dolls.
Yeah, and I was gonna say and then this setting it just kind of gave it that overall sense of dread and isolation.
yeah. The dread. Yeah, the just coming up to the island in the boat when he's just like looking at it, and then when he walks up to when he sees the church and it does that like flash towards his face, he's just like had that scared look.
Well,
And
the whole film is like tension, just nonstop tension. Like he's either being chased or trying to hide or fucking like
yeah.
You know, like once he gets into the hotel and the town.
That's the scene that stuck with me for the first time I ever seen it. That's the reason why I wanted to watch that, because that scene
when he walks out of the balcony and all the people are just like looking up at him and they're all coming for him.
Well, even when he's like looking around the room, my favorite line in the movie is he pulls the bedspread away. He's like,
it's like all
I don't
mold
fucking think so.
Right.
Like, I would say the exact same thing. But then he sees the fish people, and then he's got to take off the fucking door.
Yeah, the tension in that locker replacement scene is really, that's good as fuck.
Yeah, it's like a guy that, a person in a horror film like this and actually, being smart about it.
Well, that's not really smart. He's just panicking. That's not going to hold shit.
Right, but it's enough to like at least he tried doing something instead of just being like, oh no, what do I do?
Well, if it's enough to buy him time, he had
jump out the
time
goddamn window through the greenhouse.
What he did anyways.
Yeah, which, by the way, I have to say, like, that was another thing because I had to rewatch it this morning because I fell asleep halfway through because of exhaustion from work. But
because you get one day off a month,
right? But the one thing I noticed, and I have to give the movie props for, is the whole movie.
Yeah, he's limping. Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have easily just forgot about that.
Yeah, I got to give him props for that because a lot of horror films they tend to forget about those.
The whole origin flashback of the Fishman Island is fucking cool. Is like really cool, especially when they demolish the church and like sledgehammer the priest's head in.
That was brutal.
That's Randy's point of view on it because he hates religion.
Yeah, any movie
I do too,
that's ripe with sacrilege and blasphemy gets points.
I gotta stop sugarcoating it and just pick a side. I'm on your side.
Thanks.
I do that on the podcast. I try to play devil's advocate with religion, but you're right. Replace
the crucifix with the Eye of Dagon.
Yeah, that was really
Should
cool.
be done in every church across the land.
Yeah, and the story of the esoteric order of Dagon is they make sacrifice and they get riches with food and gold.
Yeah. Gold from the sea.
Because they were all dried up.
We get a amount of fish and man come many gold.
Oh my god, dude.
The man of many voices.
Hold on, can we pause this? Unbeknownst to me, we have a cast member of Dagon, and Scott set it up with pophorror.com, I think. And,
See.
Yeah, let me introduce you first.
No.
Motherfucker.
No.
Spanish dudes are
I
very
am dead. I don't have much time.
He plays Ezekiel, and his name is Francisco Rabal. Hello, Francisco.
Hello. Hola.
I know you died right after the filming and shit, so I don't even know how.
Very sad.
I played a Ouija board last night.
Put a memorial for me in a movie.
I summoned you somehow. Scott Crawford is live now. Motherfucker!
Do a very good job of carrying me.
I just got distracted, Francisco Rabal.
They skin me and they take my face off.
Well, that was in the movie.
See, that's when I die.
Don't film me anymore. Let's kill this bit. This is not going anywhere. It's a really good.
You didn't have a fucking plan for this at all.
No, we just thought of that's a really good impression. That's my point. So
I hear a new prayer. That night for the first time.
Can you just replace Randy on the podcast completely? We won't even talk about your acting career or nothing. So you review the movie, and whenever you talk, you're Francisco Rabal. That's what
I'm not going to do that.
Oh, that sucks.
You'd have to pay me.
You just got 4 beers off me.
And you got enough impression to compensate you for those beers.
No, I need 5 minutes of impression. 4 beers.
That's a lot.
It's 1.25 an impression.
The knives they use were all gold.
This went to shit, dude. This is terrible.
This is what you get for trying to do something on the fly.
I know. Okay.
I guess the whole thing, the Rawhead thing, was all on the fly too.
Yeah, you can't blame me for thinking I can fucking strike
Mr. Stuart Gordon was a very nice man to work for.
Oh, was he? I would imagine he was.
See, he give me all a bunch of the real liquors.
See, I have a question about your performance in this film.
See.
You were very hard to understand. I understand you were being a drunk, but that was hard to understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of good at picking out English in bad accents or whatever.
Speaking of Francisco, your accent has left you. That's a bad accent. No,
I was just going back to being me now.
Randy's back on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about impressionists.
They
can disappear into somebody else.